All right, so first lesson, we're going to talk about Unite and Weld with the Cricut Design Space software. If you find the software overwhelming, hopefully this will make it easier for you. Try to think of it like trying to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. Let's go. All right, Cricut Design Space, first lesson, 101, welding and uniting. You're going to double click and open Cricut Design Space. Cricut Design Space is free. Cricut Access is your paid subscription. So in this case, you're not going to have to pay for anything. We're going to use a free shape. So you can choose blank canvas, or you can go up here to the left-hand side and just choose canvas. They're going to take you to the same place. Then on the left-hand side, you're going to go over to shapes. We're going to choose a heart. This is a free shape. It's going to give us a 2-inch heart. And then over here on the right, you have your plus sign. We're going to duplicate it 3 times. Now what we're going to do is we're going to overlap the hearts. Doesn't really matter which way we do it, just for fun. Now if you click and drag over the 2, it's going to highlight the 2 pieces that you're working on. And if you come over here to your options down on the bottom right hand side and click weld, you've now welded these 2 hearts together. And we're going to do the same with the other 2 hearts, except this time we're going to do unite. Now the difference is if you click on this, you don't have any option to do anything. Whereas if you click on these, you can go and you can actually undo what you've just done. So those are the only 2 differences between unite and weld. Weld is permanent, and unite you can ununite afterwards. Bet you didn't know that you're going to learn how to weld today. All right, next up what we're going to do is we're going to cut out one of these heart shapes on heat vinyl, and we're going to apply it to a tea towel. Tea towel was Dollarama, it was about $1. And then this way what we can do is we continue as we do each of the lessons. You can apply the heat vinyl for each of the lessons onto the tea towel, and then you have it as a reference. You can hang it in your craft room, you can keep it around, you can use it for dish towels, whatever you wish. All right, I've saved my welded piece. I'm going to make sure that I'm connected to my Joy Extra because we're going to do the project on this little machine. And then we're going to click make. I'm not going to save this project, that's fine. And then in this case, we're not using smart material. We're going to put it on a mat. And I have quite a collection of scrap material, so I'm going to choose one of those to use. In this case, I've gone to look and see. I need a piece that's roughly 3 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to cut that out with my guillotine cutter and put it on a green standard grip mat. So we're going to click continue. We have the iron-on vinyl loaded on our mat. It's always shiny side down with heat vinyl. We're going to go to here and select value iron-on. I have it bookmarked because it's one that I do regularly. I always do more pressure. I find it gives just a bit of a cleaner cut. And then it's good to load. The nice thing about the Joy Extra is it just loads on its own once it sees material. So now we're good to go. I should put a disclaimer here that depending on the heat vinyl that you're using, it might not be value iron-on, it might be a different product, but you can actually customize through the material set to browse your materials, and there's about 300 different materials for your maker, 100 and some for your Joy series and your Explore series. So in this case, I'm using value iron-on just because it's a product I go to regularly. And then hit go. And the machine's going to cut those welded hearts for us. The Joy Extra is going to prompt us to unload, so hit unload, take your mat, and then what we're going to do now is just weed the excess vinyl from this design. Then we're going to press it. If you don't have a heat press, I recommend if you're just starting to look at a mini press, they are a great starting point, plus they end up being fairly useful after the fact. So the last step, what we're going to do is apply the heat vinyl to our tea towel. This is a fairly quick step. I set the temperature on my heat press to 315 in 15 seconds. Just as a heads up, this is an HTV Ront mini press. It's great because it has a fairly large plate. You can set the exact time and temp. And then that curved piece is actually meant for doing curved surfaces. Never used it for that, but I just like the fact that this is a little bit bigger. So we're good to go. So last step is going to be to peel the carrier sheet. I like to repress it with the heat press with the Teflon sheet over. I just find it gets into the grains of the fabric. There's differences of opinion on this particular step, but it's something that I do like to do. Now, carrier sheet. If you plan on getting into sublimation down the road, these are actually really useful for making sure that things are really stuck to whatever surfaces you're doing sublimation. So, you know, depending on what your plan is with Cricut and what you plan on doing, these are well worth keeping. So step 1 done, which is weld unite. As you're getting used to using the software, you also learned how to duplicate an image and how to get to your canvas from 2 different spots within the Design Space software. Stay tuned. We will work on the next corner, which is going to be slice.